Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh, okay. So last time we talked about for those of us that are already used to Solidity and stuff, we know what enums are. But for us that are new, so enum is like a user defined type too. So you can use an enum to give values. Like for instance, let's say mostly Boolean is yes or no. That's 0 and 1. So enum are like, just imagine a complex booleans. Like for instance, this example here, the status, you see, is either pending, shipped, accepted, rejected, or cancelled. So let's say you are writing an application and you want to use a data type to represent a value that's that is not a boolean, it's not true or false, it's more complex than that. And maybe you reference to it in multiple places, and if else it's just too ambiguous for it. Because it allows you to use enums, and enums is just when, and in enums the first value, that's the first value, always they go down in ascending order. So the first value is 0, the second one is 1, the accepted is 2, the rejected is 3. So that's how it referred to it. So let me run it here. Okay. It's, are the writing small? Or I can, let me
You
increase
need
it.
to yeah.
Better now? So
Can you
now,
zoom it
okay.
a bit?
Okay. Come on. Is
Okay,
it
so
good
yeah,
now?
that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. So now, we use the enum status to set the current status. Okay, it's status. So it's used to set the current status of an item that has been shipped. So you can see the first one is pending, shipped, accepted, rejected, or cancelled. So now, remember the first status, like wherever you get. Let me deploy this contract so that we can see if I deploy enum. Okay, I have it here. So if I try to get the status is 0 and 0 is pending. So immediately I deploy this contract, the value, it will take the status will take the first value that's pending because it's the first value. So now you can set it to after pending is shipped. You can set it, that's when you set it to 1. Set, and if I check the status now, it's 1. The status is 1. So now it's in shipped. If you set it to 2, it returns 2. So enum actually in the result, enum is always returned as numbers. So it's then that then you match the numbers to the values and to the current value it's supposed to hold. I don't know if it makes sense. Am I making sense? Eh? I'll call names and
Yeah,
ask.
you are.
Okay. So I think, any questions about enums? Mostly they are used to they are used when it's above true or false. When you want a value to be multiple, not necessarily a boolean, but you should have more options. So that's mostly when we use enums. So I think I'll take a step forward again. I'll move forward. So the next one is
We'll continue. Nice one. Well done there. Yeah.
okay.
So I just wanted to stress the fact that this is a developer session, right? Like we spoke last week. I don't know if it's possible for us to be coming with our systems, right? So the essence of this session is to, groom developers for the CoreDAO ecosystem. So all these teachings we are doing, you can see just like Aji is doing now, he's teaching, he's speaking about solidity, right? I mean, he's tutoring solidity. So the essence is that everybody that is here should be participating, learning, right? So that, I mean, we can all contribute to towards the building of the CoreDAO ecosystem. So like we said last week, right? If it's possible, let's be coming with our systems so that we're going to, right? Every Fridays, we are going to deploy some contracts, not just the mentors that will be deploying contracts, but I mean the participants. This is how we know we're learning, right? So yeah, Aji, thanks.
Okay. So that's Enum. So I think the next thing we have is Struct. So Struct. Like the thing is, I would have loved this more if it's more of an interactive session, but most people are just mute, and it can be frustrating, but it's okay. So
So that's
Struct.
the essence of what I'm saying. If we are building together, you see, it will be more interactive. There's going to be questions, right? Because if everybody is using his own system now, as you are building, as we're talking about it, you're explaining it, we are building and deploying, then I think there's more understanding, or there will be some gray areas and people ask questions, you know?
Yeah, but most people just join and are quiet. So structs are like objects. For us that have done Web 2, so they are like objects and they can have multiple children, I think, if I used it right. So what am I saying? So that's what structs are. Structs are just like objects and they could have properties. So just you can imagine like I think the last okay. I remember I did something okay, I did mapping last time. So you see I have a struct here. The struct name is person and person has a name, he has an address, he has an age, he can have height, height to be eight, unit eight. Person can have a height, can have a weight, that's unit eight, unit eight. AIG can have a weight, can have a string, let's see, race. So basically, when you think of an object, when you want to create something that has an object in Solidity, I think struct should come to your mind because that's just what they are. Like I'll say you can define your own type by creating a struct. Yes. So yeah, structs allow you to struct is a user defined type. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So you can define your own type of person. How am I supposed to be a person? You can define your own type. Mostly you start it by struct, then the name of the struct. So you can do another one car, you can have another struct car, and you define the properties in the curly braces. You can start with maybe string. Let me use string. Let's say name, the name of the car, the model, or is it the brand self? Brand, the mileage. So let me string. So you see, so anytime you want to define a specific type, like your own, you want to have a personalized type, you can do that using a struct. And if you are confused of what a struct really translates to, you can just also think back of it in Web 2 terms as an object. So yeah, it can hold properties, and that's what the struct is used to do. So and you can fill the struct by mostly if you have created a struct, then it works hand in hand with either arrays or you work hand in hand with either mappings or array so that you'll be able to track each struct. So you can choose to track a struct using an array, having an array of structs, or you can have a mapping of structs where you can primary data types to refer to them. You can use address, you can track a person by address. Maybe you can track it by string, that's using the name, address, string, by a boolean. Can you? Yes, you can use booleans in mapping, but it's not going to make sense. You can use string integers. Yes, so you can track a person. But okay, person number one is this. Once you open person number one, you get all this information about him. Okay, like see now. Let's see. Let's see. Let's set a person. So we need his name. So let me see. Let me see. Let's do it like this. Okay, function. So I will say create, yeah. Create person profile. Good. So it's going to take in multiple arguments. It's going to take in all the arguments we have. Okay, let me make it a little bit less tedious. Name age. Let me remove it. Let's see. Name age. This is nationality. Nationality. Run it erase. So it's going to take in just a string. Okay, it's not supposed to be a string. Two strings and one integer, one unit eight. So it's going to take instead of the name, let's make the address users address. Then let's still take the name string, or you can use bytes name. So I'm taking the name. So I need the name, nationality. And I'm going to my function to create a profile, and I'll take this guy's in address. Address is user. Let me use user address. We need the name, it's string. We use it in memory. I'll still talk about memory and call data, or maybe Daniel will talk about it next time. Then we have the name. Then we have the unit 8. Unit 8 is age. Then what's the last one? What's the last one? Nationality. Okay, nationality. Oh, I've not lost it.
No,
Just
with you are following.
memory. Then we can have nationality. Memory. Have nationality. So open our curly braces up, but it need a type a visibility, so we can make it public so that it can be reached from everywhere. Then open it. So for us to be able to interact with or create our struct, we have to interact with it from the storage. So let me get let me set a state variable that will be able to track that. Or we should use address. We should use an address to a struct type of person, so that we'll be able to track a person. So we can have a mapping of an address to a person. It happens in Solidity. Can name it can call it profile storage, right? Profile storage. So this is where everything is going to be. Then we can then come down in our function. Where is it? Create. So we can have a type of person in storage so that it's persistent. Mm, Storage to make it persistent. Then we name him new person. New person should be equal to profile storage at msg dot sender. Yeah. So okay. So then I just thought of a little errors that can go wrong. What if someone try? Okay, No, we always get person according to your address, so you'll not be able to change another person's information but your own. Okay, good. So now we can now say new person dot, what's the first one? Dot, do we put address here? No. Yeah, the user's address. Yes, dot user's address should be equal to msg dot send person dot age should be equals to age. I think my variable naming and data. Then we've done age. So we don't even need to take in this as an argument. Then new person dot name should be equal to name. Then I have new person dot nationality should be equal to nationality, and voila. Then we can have another function that returns profile. Let's take an address users profile, and it should be a public function or external, anyone. Public, it should be a view function because there's not going to be a modification, and it returns a person in memory called person. So open our curly braces, then we'll go down, and we can just get person like this. Let me just get it like this. Let me just, okay. So person is just equal to user's profile. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of shortcuts here. So then we can just person, return person. And close it. And that's also, we've gotten. Let me comment out the many functions so that they don't come in. They don't they don't so that do not cause confusion for us. Get balance. Just need only a mapping. So good. So yes, okay. Let me walk through this thing again. So we have a struct. A struct is like an object in case you want to create your own user data types, and a struct enables users to be able to define their data type. And you implement a struct by first defining it, and this is how it is. You define it, and so for you to be able to track a structure, you need either a mapping or an array. Then in our case, we had a mapping and we mapped addresses to a struct type person. Or you can choose to use, okay, after I show this example, I think we'll work with the ones of arrays. So good. So I have a mapping so that I'll be able to try to track my person. Great. So I think I've now created a function that enables us to create a person's profile. So the function at the beginning reads from memory the person, from the storage, which is the persistent memory in Solidity. Remember, in Solidity, we have memory, we have storage, and we have call data. And storage is actually information stored on the blockchain. So this create person profile, what it does, it just allows us to pick a struct and populate the struct. And we need the mapping so that we'll be able to track each one we do. And it's simple. The second function just return a profile that we've created. So if I deploy it now, we have it here. So you see, we just have, okay, my map. Where's my map coming from? Okay, I should just ignore my map though. So now if I should copy this user, his current address, and I paste it here for a start now, like without populating it. If I return the profile, you see everything is zero. I think there's a way it's if I debug it here, you should be able to see it. Everything is zero. Everything is zero. See, the address is zero. The string is empty. The uint, the age is zero, and there's another empty string for this person. But for now, let's say I now create a person. The name, let me say the name is RJ. Let me say he's 20 and he's a Nigerian nationality. And I create this struct. It just shows good. But now, if I click on return profile, you see that these values have been updated. You see now, it has been updated. So if we, by the time we debug, then you can see that this is my address. That's the first thing here. This is my address here. Then this is my name. That's the string here. This is the name. This is the age, and this is the nationality. So that's the simple way you can interact with struct, create struct, and you return struct. And believe me, if we do the same for the car, for the struct car, it works. And for guys that are experienced in development, all these things works. And I think, yeah. So that's it about struct. So today again we went over enums. And, okay, yeah, yeah, we can integrate enums here. Someone trying to say something? Okay, I don't think so. So we can integrate enums, and it's very easy to create enum. You use the keyword enum, and what which enum? Okay. Profile status. Profile status. So that let's see. Okay, so we can have thinking about this thing offered. You can have not created. This is not created. Not created. Um, created. Created and deleted. Blocked. So remember, according to according to according to this is going to be zero. According to how the structure works, this is going to be zero. No, no. How do I comment out zero? How do you write comments in Solidity again? Forgotten.
What to comment? To
Yeah, not
comment out?
comment the whole line, not the whole line, not the whole line,
Okay.
not the whole line. Like I know if you control, like if it's HTML, like I remember for HTML, like I remember for JavaScript.
So you can just double stroke in front of the word or behind it, the particular one.
Yeah, okay. Instead of to hold the control key, yeah. Instead of holding
Mm,
the control key, I'll just double stroke.
yeah,
What am I? Okay, yes, thank you very much. I was using
yeah.
control. So we now know that this zero, this is one, this is two, and this is three. Yep, in our enum. So we can add that enum to our this thing. We can come here and do profile status, and it's profile status. So you see, it's being recognized as a data type. Can you see now? It recognizes it. It doesn't give an error, and you can come here and and in the and then you need new person dot profile status. I think yes, the profile status equal to created. I think I have a created. Do I have? Yes, I have. So why is it showing an error? Created. Okay. Profile status dot created.
That's
Yes, that's how
created.
it's supposed to be. Yes. Okay. So now we can use this thing we can use this thing. We can use this thing as to an advantage because remember in this one that I made, I have already registered as myself. If I come and I want to register with different information, let's say now I make it 25, I make it Emmanuel, and let me say I'm Wycliffe's brother, I'm Kenyan. Hope I spelled it right. I didn't. So let's see. Kenyan. Good. So if I transact, you see it works. And if I return, you see my information has been updated. And most of the time, probably I wouldn't want that. So you see, it has been updated. So you can use them. Then you can use require statement. Then you can come here and require because you can require that. Okay, let me require here so that the new person dot profile status to be directly equal to profile status dot not created. So else you should see already created profile like that. So at least you can use that, you see, because this one we can override it. But now, and remember, I said every time you instantiate something with an enum, it takes the first parameter, the first thing you pass in, that's the not created, or anything you pass in as 0, it's what it will be. So now, for us to try this, if we cancel this, delete this one that we're working with, and we redeploy another contract, by the time we check it, you see, when we come to create person now, let me use the same. Okay, let me use a different John 5th, let's see, 34, and he's an American. Yeah, neutron. Okay, before I create, let's get a profile now. Before I do it, so that we can see it when everything will be 0. Let's first return his profile so that we'll see it is empty. We'll see the profile is empty, and if we check it out, you will see that everything here is 0, the string, the address, the string, and this unit 8 here is showing as the last thing, it's the profile status. So it uses numbers. But remember, when you're assigning it yourself, you don't use the numbers. I didn't say profile status dot 0 here, but that means I've assigned a user to that address. So by the time I return it, you see, it comes out with all the information we passed in. You see, John 34 American, and now it's 1, and one being this guy, one being created. So if you try to transact again, that's the joy. I don't think it should happen. Good. You see, the transaction has been reversed to the initial stage. Reason provided by the contract is already created a profile. So you see, this is it. This is where we put that clause in, and we used the we used the sorry, someone's calling me. Let me answer the call. Yeah, and we used the enum that we talked about. So that's all from me today. I'll be glad to take any questions or any confusions. I'll like put this in a GitHub gist for us. So yeah, Daniel, if there's any question, I will take I will take it now. So hope I've not been speaking to myself.
No, no, no. We are here, and well done. That was a great session. So, guys, any question? Any question for Aji? This session was good, bro. Like, so this is the reason why I was talking about like making it a developers class. You did justice to today. Like, I wish that everybody was building along. You know. So, guys, I don't know what you think, or don't we want to be developers? I mean, I don't know if, yeah. I really
No,
think
I'm not a
that
developer, but I think it's a nice idea.
all right, all right. So I think in our subsequent sessions we should be coming with our laptops and then try to at least put our hands on the system too. So Aji, well done.
Thank you very much. I'll
Yeah.
just put this. I'll put this in. I'm trying to put it in a gist file so that I can share. So, am I
All
audible
right.
at all?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Okay, I'm just trying to put it, but I've stopped sharing my screen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think, yeah. So I think it's going to be
Hmm. I want to
a
stop
wrap. Yeah.
recording too. Yeah.
So see you next week, guys.
Yeah. See you
Nice
guys next
having
week,
you.
and hopefully, I'm going to create the GitHub repo and then drop the link. Anybody that is interested, actually, I will drop an information in the group. If you're interested in joining the building group, you could just drop your email address and then we'll add you up to the GitHub repo. So thanks guys for coming today.